Hello. Just had to take my last sip of H2O. Get ready for my filibuster. Hi, how are you? Happy Sunday. How was your week? We're in November now. Isn't that crazy? I like November. I'm so far liking this month a lot. Let's see what it has to offer us. I'm happy to see all of you in the chat. I will get to all of your comments and questions, so keep them going. I love hearing from you. Few things. We'll start with today and then we'll work back. Today I had a great day. We did a bunch of cleaning around the house and that was nice. Usually Sundays are kind of like a perfect day for cleaning. And then we went to the beach where we picked up uovo, which is like one of my favorite pasta places now. And they do like a legit takeaway situation where they won't even give it to you if you're 15 minutes late. They'll remake it because they're like, you're not going to mess up our reputation. You're either going to get this hot off the grill when it's fresh, or we're going to have to remake it. And then in that case, I hope someone eats it because I would hate to think that a whole like plates of pasta would go wasted like that. So we picked it up and we took it to the beach and we took a little stroll down the beach. Took Miss Honey Bear with us. Man, is she nosy. She's a nosy dog. She's perfect. Perfect. But she's nosy. Like I can't tell if she's genuinely curious in the world for the world, into the world. Like she's like a young Ariel, just like a little mermaid on land. Or if she's just nosy, like she just needs to be in everybody's business. Like any dog who goes by Honey Bear will be sniffed, assessed, and decided upon if they can pass by her or not. And it's like, I didn't raise you to be that nosy. And luckily, she's such a sweet little thing, so she wouldn't do anything. But she's nosy. She's like constantly patrolling, surveying the neighborhood or wherever she's around. And so that was like a perfect little Sunday. Then I came back here and I took a little snooze. And now I'm here with you guys. And then tonight I'm gonna catch up on the new I Love LA episode. And Honey Bear, get off. That's Tiger's food. Get down. See her on all fours trying. We have to put Tiger's food up because she'll try to get it. Your dinner time's not yet. So then um this week so I watched I Love LA and I watched Pluribus. Those were like the two main TV shows that I watched. Both really good. I I think I don't know. I don't wanna say they're so different, so it's hard to say one's better than the other, but I think Pluribus is like a more sorry, I'm back again. More like well done. I don't know. It just is so good. I'm obsessed with it. I texted my mom instantly. I was like, "You have to watch Pluribus." It's like a new take on apocalypse type shows. It's eerie, but it's not scary in the sense that you're not dealing with like zombie attacks, but you're like, "What is going on?" And then I'm so happy that they dropped 2 episodes. I think they really needed that because the first one, it was enough to get me fully into it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool." But they did like a lot of character setup, which I appreciated. But the second one was like the world building where you're like, "Wait, what is happening?" And it just kept getting more and more unique. Rhea Seehorn, she's amazing. I never watched Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. But I know that they're like some of people's favorite shows of all time. I know if I watched it, I would probably love it. But it's funny, like Vince Gilligan, just like being that creator, you're like, he has so much swag that you're like that even me who hasn't watched the show, I'm like, "Oh, now I'm not behind on seasons on a show, like, I'm down to get into one of his shows because I feel like the guy doesn't miss." Oh, and right now, it's at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's so good. The whole cast is good, but Rhea is obviously the standout. She's, like, by far and away the main character, but I'm curious to see who else is gonna become a big character, or if, like, the characters we met in the 2nd episode is, like, we kind of just saw them. I doubt that. I feel like we're gonna see a lot of the characters we saw in the 2nd episode at least a few more times. But I just can't wait to see what happens. Like, what is happening with the show? Obsessed with that show. I Love LA is so accurate of LA. It's kind of scary. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think that um Rachel Sennott, yeah, Rachel Sennott did an awesome job, and she's such a fun actress to watch. Like, she just is like a little kooky, funny girl, and the cast again is really, really strong. Jordan Firstman, I watched first saw him in English Teacher, and I was like, "This guy is so funny," and he reminds me of my one of my best friends, Johnny. They have, like, similar types of humor, and I'm like, "If Johnny acted, I feel like this would so be his lane." And then Josh Hutcherson was such a welcome surprise because I feel like I haven't seen too much of him, but everything he's in, he's always so good in. He has such, like, an endearing boyfriend role in it. But yeah, it's like I was talking to Harry about it. I was like, "I can't tell if people outside of LA will hate or love the show because LA is so unbearable." Like, I do love LA, and there are so many great people and so many cool things to do, and especially the native LA people, it's an amazing culture that we have going on here. There's, like, so much diversity, so many great restaurants, places to visit, things to do. I love the idea that people come here to chase massive dreams, but sometimes there's really unbearable habits and personalities that are formed here or that are brought here. And I feel like the show does a pretty good job of capturing just how unbearable some people can be, and like kind of like that fakeness people talk about within friendships, where it's like you're best friends with someone, but you're like okay to screw them over if it means social climbing. And that is so weird to me and foreign to me, even though I've lived here for so long. I've actually had like it's hard for me to even talk shit about LA because I've had such great friends. I've never really dealt with it, but I've seen it and I've heard about it. And then I feel like I'm watching the show and I'm like, man, I wonder what. So if you're not in LA and you're watching the show, what are your thoughts on the show? Is it like what you thought LA was like, or is it like you like, or is it something totally different? And do you like it? And then if you're from LA, do you like it? Does it feel like an accurate description? I think some of them definitely feel like transplanty, but that is LA. Like there's a ton of people who are not from LA or just moved to LA a few years ago and live here. I think Rox was telling me that some of the criticism she heard was that people were expecting it to be like a full-on LA show where people had lived there for like 10 plus years and were really like basically like LA, that's their home. But I totally get the take on transplants and, like, newer transplants too because they're young, in their young 20s, so, either way, it's a super fun show. I think, like, Rachel Sennott has a massive career ahead of her. She's kinda, like, has this it girl vibe where you're like, "Yeah, she's just cool and funny," and I'm excited to see what else she does. And this being, like, her first major show that she's starred in and wrote. I know she co-wrote Bottoms, but this feels like her baby. Um, Pretty impressive. I hope it continues to be awesome, and it feels like it's getting a ton of attention. It is sitting at an 83% right now on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, with a 54% popcorn meter. So that's kind of what I like was worried, like, I thought the critics would like it because it's a fun show, but I thought that audience members who are not from LA would be like, "What the helly? You guys are crazy," which we are. Which we are. So I'm curious to see what your opinions are. The last thing was kind of I wanted to read this article with you guys. It's the Louvre heist has been honestly the best thing ever. Um honestly, I feel like all of us were kind of rooting for them. But here was the thing, I was talking about it with my dad, and it's like some of the stuff they did was so smart. And then some of the stuff, it was like, did you guys just plan this like 5 minutes before and then got really lucky? Like leaving their DNA everywhere, dropping the crown. That is like leaving your DNA. That's like 101. Like if you've seen one heist movie in your life, if you've seen one heist commercial in your life, you would know to wear gloves and masks and cover your DNA. Like you cannot leave your DNA on site. So when I read that, I was like, damn, I was rooting for you. Like Tyra Banks, we were all rooting for you and you left your DNA. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like that was like and like really, how do you drop a crown? That makes me think like it was so spur of the moment because real heist members, like if you had like the mind of Ethan Hunt in there, you're bringing a bag big enough for all the products that you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting because you studied which like lock boxes they're in, how easy they are, how close they are in proximity to one another so that you could get the timing right of which items you're picking up and how they're going to fit into each of your bags. But the bare minimum is that you're covering yourself up from head to toe. That's the bare minimum. So it was kind of hard for me to really root for them. But the funniest thing that's kind of come out of it was the photo of this guy who looked like a young boy who was wearing a fedora and like a detective outfit on the day of the heist. And the photo went viral. I'm going to share it. And everyone's like, I feel like this guy had something to do with it. Or is this just like a really weird happenstance? And then today they broke the news on it. Hold on. Okay. So we're going to meet the Fedora Man. Okay. Fedora Man unmasked. Meet the team behind the Louvre mystery photo. So Paris, when a 15-year-old Pedro Elias Garzon Delvaux realized an Associated Press photo of him at the Louvre on the day of the Crown Jewels heist had drawn millions of views, his first instinct was not to rush online and unmask himself. Quite the opposite. A fan of Sherlock Holmes and Hercules Poirot, who lives with his parents and grandfather in Rambouillet, west of Paris, Pedro decided to play along with the world's suspense. As theories swirled about the sharply dressed stranger in the Fedora Man, shot detective insider AI fake, he decided to stay silent and watch. I didn't want to say immediately it was me, he said. With this photo, there is a mystery, so you have to make it last. Obsessed, obsessed. For his only in-person interview since that snap turned him into an international curiosity, he appeared for the AP cameras at his home much as he did that Sunday, in a fedora hat, Yves Saint Laurent waistcoat borrowed from his father, jacket chosen by his mother, neat tie, Tommy Hilfiger trousers, and a restored, war-battered Russian watch. The fedora, angled just so, is his homage to French resistance hero Jean Moulin. In person, he is a bright, amused teenager who wandered by accident into a global story. From photo to fame. So here is the icon right here. Like I'm obsessed with the fact that he's like a true crime nerd and is like, let's make this last. The image that made him famous was meant to document a crime scene. Three police officers lean on a silver car blocking a Louvre entrance, hours after thieves carried out a daylight raid on a French crown jewels. To the right, a lone figure in a three-piece ensemble strides past, a flash of film noir in modern-day manhunt. The internet did the rest. Fedora Man, as users dubbed him, was cast as an old school detective, an inside man, a Netflix pitch, or not human at all. Many were convinced he was AI generated. Pedro understood why. In the photo, I'm dressed more in the 1940s and we are in 2025, he said. There is a contrast. Even some relatives and friends hesitated until they spotted his mother in the background. Only then were they sure the internet's favorite fake detective was a real boy. The real story was simple. Pedro, his mother, and grandfather had come to visit the Louvre. We wanted to go to the Louvre, but it was closed, he said. We didn't know there was a heist. They asked officers why the gates were shut. Seconds later, AP photographer Thibault Camus, documenting the security cordon, caught Pedro mid-stride. When the picture was taken, I didn't know, Pedro said. I was just passing through. 4 days later, an acquaintance message. Is that you? She told me there were 5 million views. I was a bit surprised. Then his mother called to say he was in the New York Times. It's not every day, he said. Cousins in Colombia, friends in Austria, family, friends, and classmates followed with screenshots and calls. People said you became a star. And I was astonished that just with one photo, you can become viral in a few days. That look jolted tens of millions in is not a costume whipped up from a museum trip. Pedro began dressing this way less than a year ago, inspired by the 20th century and black and white images of suited statesmen and fictional detectives. I like to be chic, he said, and I go to school like this. So basically, that's it. But I'm obsessed. This is the photo. I'm just obsessed with this is how he like hangs out every single day. So iconic, and that he is such a lover of true crime that he just let it simmer. There's a beauty in that. Yeah, kids got style. Respect. Pedro, respect. I'm a Pedro fan over here. So I was like, I have to read this story. Just out of fashion and curiosity, this guy is an it guy. Okay. So yeah, those are kind of my main updates from the week. And now I'm going to turn over to you guys in the chat and let me know what you want to talk about, if you have any questions or want to talk further of any of the subjects I brought up. Okay. Ooh, you guys are popping in here. Let's see. William Smith, Pluribus definitely has my attention so far. Yes, it did such a great job. Like just by the premise alone, you're kind of interested. It has Hold on. Outlook is having trouble starting. How about starting with no. Okay. It No, don't open. It has like all the things you need. Like the premise itself, just the one-liner catches you. Then you see Rhea and you're like, okay, she's such a great actress. And then you find out it's the creator of Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. And then you're like, oh, like this is like you at least should watch an episode. And then you watch an episode and you're like, "Damn, I'm hooked." Paul Hey, Paul. Hey, Steph. Hi, everyone. Hope you all had a great week. I saw Predatory Badlands with my sister. We had so much fun. Watched Prey for the first time. So I think my Prey reaction is up on the channel. I loved Prey. I've been thinking about it all week. It's one of those movies that really sat with me. I really like it. And I read some comment on it that was like, I think it depends what year you watch the movie if you pick your favorite of the Predator franchise, because if you're like Christian, you've seen the movie since they've come out. It's like no doubt the first Predator with Arnold is the best. No question. But then the guy in the comments brought up a good point that's like if you're like me, so my age and now you're watching it now and you weren't an 80s baby, then Prey might be your favorite. And honestly, I kind of felt like that. Like I loved Predator, and I think it's hard to compare the two because one was establishing the franchise and one is just like a great extension of it. But I couldn't say it then because I didn't really know. But the way it sat with me, I was just like, I just think it was such a great movie. I loved it. It's one that I would definitely revisit, but now I'm also hearing that Predatory Badlands is some people's favorites. I saw Mark Ellis say it might be his favorite of the Predator franchise. So that's so exciting to hear. I'm really excited to see it. Also saw Pluribus. Vince Gilligan does not disappoint. I'm so hooked after the first 2 episodes. Totally. Like, I feel like it's like the show to watch right now. I Love LA is getting a lot of buzz with the younger generation, but like someone like my mom isn't gonna get I Love LA at all. But Pluribus, that's why I texted her instantly. I was like, you need to watch it. Honestly, let me call her back because I want to see if she's watched it. She called me. Okay. Let's see.
Hey, Steph.
Hey girl.
What's up, Mama?
You're on speaker.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to watch Pluribus?
No, because my flight was delayed.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can watch it tonight.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay. Well, let me know when you watch it. I think you're gonna love it.
Okay, honey. I'm gonna watch one episode tonight.
Okay. Love you.
Love you, honey.
Okay. Bye. She had a long flight. She had to fly for work. I was like, ugh, I would avoid the airports like no other right now. Okay. Dion. Hi, Steph. Saw your video last week. You voted in that comfortable onesie. Go ahead, girl. Did I wear a onesie in that video? On Instagram. Yeah, I was in my sweat outfit. Yes. So that was like you gotta vote comfortably. Like we went like the night before or something like that, and you don't realize how dark it gets. So it looks like it's like 8 p.m., but I think the polls close at like 7. But we were there at like maybe like 5 or 6, but it had already the sun had set. So yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. We only had one thing to vote for here in California, but it's important to do the damn thing. Dion, saw Predator Badlands amazing, although I believe we may see the introduction of female predators or yacha, as they're called, yacha, which I hope we do more on the later in the comments. More on the later in the comments. Yeah, I never thought about that. I hear we learn a little bit more about the lore in this. Paul, no spoilers, but the final shot of Badlands had my jaw dropped. Ooh, okay. Emmanuel, Queen Steph, what's up? Hey, Emmanuel. LOL. Hope your week was great. Just rewatched part of Oppenheimer in the Lost episode. Glad Gilligan has made a new show. Oh, that's a funny mix. Oppenheimer is not one I'll probably rewatch, but it was so good when I watched it. I mean, maybe not ever, but probably not soon. I remember it so well. But Lost, I've never seen that show, but people love it, and I hear people revisit that one all the time. Hope everyone had a good week. You too. Steph, did you see the trailer for Michael? And if you did, what are your thoughts? I'm pumped for it. No, I didn't. What is it? Let's see, Michael. Oh, the Michael Jackson movie? No, I didn't. Michael's gonna be great. Crazy production with the reshoots, legal troubles, etc. But looking forward to it. Yeah, I've heard it's had quite a bit of trouble. Okay. Mel, no spoilers, please checking out player with. Oh no, I would definitely warn you guys if I did spoilers, and I feel like it's like I'd usually give like a full week before I did, and it's only been a few days. So, um yeah, we didn't do spoilers at all. Just like at all. I just said it was very, very interesting, and I hope we see some of the characters from the second episode back. It was good. It went out for a quick second, but it's been good. Just in the beginning. Um okay. Dion, you know stuff. I remember you said that you didn't finish his Dark Materials trilogy. November would be a good month to do that, as well as Jim Henson's Turkey Hollow. Is it a November show or is there more coming? That is a show I do wanna finish, so maybe I should. Finally watched I Love LA. I remember seeing Rachel Sennot's first film, Tahara, during COVID at a virtual film festival. That was her first feature film, I think. But that oh, yeah, but I meant one that she, like, wrote and starred in. Um, and it's on HBO, which is pretty major. But, yeah, I haven't seen that one either. She's had some pretty big films, I know. I have to check out her other stuff. This might be a controversial take, but I think HBO fell off hard. William Smith. I think it's at the I think it needs like a few revivals. Like cuz we have to remember it was just like 3 years ago where's House of the Dragon and season 1 of Last of Us. And that was eating everyone up. So, I feel like this year took a hit with Last of Us season 2 and then other shows haven't been catching people's interest as much. But I feel like Task is doing well, and then now it has I Love LA. So, yeah, I feel they still have yeah, if we're new stuff, yeah, I think that they kind of need to get it get it together, get back to it. But if they sell to Paramount, then I don't think there's any hope for that. Joseph Ashley, I don't know why when I see poster for Predator Badlands, I think of those blackhead X blacked XX. Oh my god. That's interesting. Rihanna NS, hey, I watched Kung Fu Hustle for the first time this week and it slaps. Instantly a top movie for me. I appreciate your Halloween costume from last year so much now. The landlady is a goated character. Oh my god, girl, I'm so happy you watched it. It's like it's one of those movies where the only people who I know have watched it, it's not that many and it's usually guys. So, but I feel like the girlies would love it if they watched it. So it's so nice to hear that that you feel that way. And I felt the same way. Like when I first watched it, I instantly thought like, oh, this is like I didn't even need any time to think like this is one of my favorite movies ever. This is so amazing. Like what a great way to use film. Like the story is just amazing. Yeah, the landlady is goated. Is she not goat? It's like you see the landlady now and you're like, because at first you're like, who is this annoying woman? Like, man, she keeps it on lock in there and like she's kind of aggro. And then you're like, wait, she's a legend. She's a legend. Let me eat my words real quick. That's so fun. Thank you for telling me that. And Shaolin Soccer, he has another the creator, man, what's his name? The creator's a legend. Like, honestly, he should be regarded as such. And he's a star. Stephen Chow. Stephen Chow's like one of my favorites. He has like a few that he's done, directed, and wrote himself. I just think he's such a unique creator. Shaolin Soccer is another one where it's so good. Kung Fu Hustle is my favorite, but Shaolin Soccer is so fun. William Smith. But to be fair, everyone has fallen off. Disney isn't Disney anymore. Apple's the only one right now that I feel like has potential to make good stuff because they're so different to media companies. Um, yeah, Apple's kicking ass. I have to agree with you on that. But I will say Netflix, I feel like, is pretty solid. Netflix has done a really good job of like they have original content like K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh, I don't want you up here for the 400th time. Thank you. K-pop Demon Hunters and then their anime collection is sick. Like and then they have their own like Devil May Cry and then Stranger Things season 5 is coming out and they just have like a bunch going on. And then I feel like they do a good job of doing like those kind of silly Hallmarky type movies that are like really good for a weekend when you have nothing to watch or you just want to watch something silly. So they've kind of done a great job of like creating a space for themselves that makes Netflix to me right now undeletable. And Apple's definitely getting there. And in terms of their content, Apple's like killing it. Joyous, Romer, are you close to being monetized yet? I have to be so close. I need to double check on it. I need to like look into all my stuff tonight. Actually, it's a good call. But I have to be so close because like a month ago, I feel like I was like pretty close, especially if we just like kept moving in that direction. So I can't imagine I'm too far. Thank you for checking. Emmanuel, agreed. I'm not big on HBO anymore in any regard. I'm picky with the shows I watch, but Apple has been putting out cool stuff. I actually have a great idea for an Apple show. LOL. Oh, that's awesome. Great show ideas are always needed. But yeah, like I rewatched Superman, which was on HBO, and that was nice. And I always rewatch the Harry Potter movies, which are on HBO. But I do like in terms of like that magic of like Game of Thrones, Sopranos, The Wire, like that HBO, that yeah, it needs to I hope it comes back to that. But that's the business. Everything is ever evolving. Like, you can't count out companies. Like if you would have said Apple would be making some of the best TV shows like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have been like I guess that like 5 years ago, like before Severance and stuff and Ted Lasso, I would have been like, I don't think so. But then it just did and then it kept making great shows. And then they have the money. Dion, have you and Harry seen the Gilded Age stuff? We watched episode 1 and I really liked it, but I haven't seen anything more. I just got distracted, I think. William Smith. I just saw that Arnold Schwarzenegger might be in the next Predator movie and I would be so hyped for that. I don't know what he would do in it, but I don't care. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. They definitely left it open where Dutch could come back. Okay. Joseph, Disney fell off with animation. Even Netflix been nonstop killing them. Need open animation department and stop the live action. Uh, yeah, Disney hasn't been for me lately, which is kind of a bummer for FX and Hulu shows. Because I feel like FX shows were for a while some of my favorite shows, and I'm not clicking on them as much since they've been on Disney, and I know for some people, they probably use Hulu more now than ever because it's in one place. I'm just not one of those viewers. I don't know what I would have said if you when it first was merging, I might have thought like, "Oh, that's cool for Hulu." I don't think so. But now I definitely know that I'm not like if HBO merges with Paramount, it's gonna be a huge problem for me as a viewer. It's too much stuff on one platform, and I can't possibly and it's like I like when these streaming platforms have a brand. Like I know what I'm getting when I go to Disney. I know what I'm getting when I go to Netflix. So I know what I'm getting when I go to HBO. It's like all they have like their things. Like I know like if they have deals with certain directors or deals with certain companies like Studio Ghibli or WB, and it's like now I feel like that's all getting mixed and over monopolized. Like in with Disney, I'm like it's like so much. Abdil, hello Steph, and what's up everyone? Hey Abdil, nice to see you. I saw Predator Badlands 2 this past week, and it's a pretty great film. That's so awesome to hear. I'm loving that people are loving it. Mike Joyce says Badlands is awesome. That's fantastic. Paul, I think in a few years Apple will take over HBO in terms of quality in original series. I think it's already happening. Like I think they're not necessarily taking over it, but it's right there. Like they Severance and now Pluribus, that's what's better than that? I agree. It was from William. I honestly think in terms of decent content, Netflix, Disney, and HBO are cooked. They're doomed. They'll all end up making AI slop content in a few years. Well, it seems like that's what they want to do, which is like maybe why they feel doomed right now. Because it feels like they're already like gearing up for that direction, and that sucks. Yeah, I think they're gonna kind of screw over the industry this is my prediction. Like everything, like within politics and stuff, when you see like huge strides one way, there's a huge backlash the other way. And it's like a pendulum swing that just happens naturally. I think that's going to happen with entertainment. I think they're going to have a huge swing towards AI and it's going to flop eventually and kind of collapse the entertainment industry. And then because it's entertainment and that's never ever going to not be needed in human history, it never has not been needed and it never will be not needed. It will come back and it will be fine. And I think it's a sturdy industry, but I think they're going to ruin it for like a few years and then we're going to have to like build from the ashes. I hope that's not the case. I hope that just a few companies kind of make like horrible slop and we kind of learn from it and they just like lose a bunch of money for doing it. That's my hope. And then it's not the whole industry. Um, what's up, Andrew? Love that shade of pink that your hoodie is. Oh, thank you. Abdiel, you're not the only one filibustering stuff. Yeah, I know. I'm like trying to get my water and I'm like out of breath talking so much. RQMDSMD, hi to all. Hey. Andrew, I watched Frankenstein on Netflix and I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch that tonight. We were gonna watch it last night, but when I saw it, it was too late. So we're gonna watch that tonight. I'm super excited about it. I've been looking forward to it for a minute. Mm, excuse me, ZB. Hey all. Hey ZB. Emmanuel, spy show. A CIA agent fakes his death to leave the agency, and years later, when he's a private eye, he uncovers a terror network in a covert war with the deep state. Oh, is that your idea? That's awesome. Oh, don't throw it out though. Wait, oh, they remake it. I hope they don't throw it out though. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Casey, hey Casey. Okay, Sam Macias, hey, welcome. Yeah, Mike, check out Pluribus. I think you'll like it. MK Songbird, Rhea Seahorn should have won an Emmy for Better Call Saul. I heard a lot of people during especially the final season being like she should have absolutely won an Emmy. Saw episode 1 of Pluribus so far intrigued. Yes, episode 2 gets even better, Mel. William Smith, Steph, about the stream freezing, sometimes you're using Google Chrome. My friend streams and says Chrome is the only browser that streams YouTube reliably. Safari and YouTube don't play nice. Yes, I am using Google Chrome. Yeah. Thank you, though. Luke, hi, Steph. Hope you're well. Recently got Apple TV, caught up with morning shows. So good. Have you seen it? I saw, I think, the first 2 seasons. It was one of those shows that I watched in the pandemic when I was in San Diego a lot with my mom. And then I think when I was back in LA, I just stopped watching it because I watched it with her. So, and I really liked the first 2 seasons. Like they were super good. I just didn't keep going. But yeah, it's a great show. You never saw Breaking Bad? No, I've never seen it. I know. I know. It was out at a time where I wasn't watching much TV. MK Songbird cinematography by Marshall Adams is on point once again. Pluribus, some fantastic shots. Yeah, it looks great. I mean, also, hey Steph, how's the script with Rocks going or your other projects? By the way, you need to watch Breaking Bad. I know it is one of those shows I should definitely watch. It's going really well. Yeah, we just had a meeting on Friday and yeah, we're pushing along. We're pushing along, hoping to be done by the end of the year. So, gonna make like probably big pushes in the next 2 months to get there. Shane, be real, my first live. Ooh, welcome. Thanks for being here. Casey, Breaking Bad is must see TV. Yeah, I hear that. I've never heard a single person who's watched the show and not be obsessed with it. And all of the seasons, which is crazy. Oh, Rhea's apparently pronounced Ray. Oh, thanks you for telling me. I had no idea. So it's Ray Seahorn? Okay. Also never saw those shows by Vince. Okay, cool. I'm not the only one. What's up? Um, I mean, you know, Breaking Bad is far and above probably my favorite show of all time, tied with Lost at least. And in Breaking Bad is so good. Yeah, that's what's great. That's what I hear about. What's so great about it too is that even the ending was amazing. I couldn't get into Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad is the best show I've ever seen on TV. Damn. Yeah, I hear that all the time. Maybe we'll do that. Mel, I might wait to binge I Love LA. Yeah, I don't know if I could binge it because it's like the characters have such intense personalities. I really like the first episode, this from Mike, of I Love LA. I'm a big fan of Rachel Sennott. Yeah, she's cool. Abdiel, it may be just me, but I find myself to be more of a homebody. All the partying I did in my 20s, nowadays I like a nice chill day at home, burn candles from Bath and Body Works. Yeah, I'm totally the same way. I feel like I did the thing in my 20s and now I'm like, I want to be in nature and I want to be or reading a book at home. Do fans of Rachel Sennott call ourselves Senators? I don't know. That's funny. Rihanna, I'm so happy to have Josh Hutcherson back on my screen again, the OG white boy of the month, the internet's boyfriend. Yeah, yeah, he's a great pick, like a great pick. That's where I feel like she's like so smart because I'm wondering, feel like she's like, I want it to be Josh Hutcherson because he feels like the only like huge star on the show other than like Rachel. But I feel like Josh has been around for so long and it was a very welcoming feeling to see him on screen again. Shane, I'm glad I'm finally in your life. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Emmanuel, I have a love and hate relationship with LA, codependent, LOL, and I still want to go back. Yeah, that's how it be. A lot of people feel that way, I think. Paul, I'm surprised that Josh Hutcherson hasn't had as big as a career as J Law. Yeah, it really matters like what movies you pick to do, I think. Like he's done stuff, but they haven't been as big as like he needed like a Silver Linings Playbook. And I do feel like he's the type like just seeing the reaction of when everyone saw him and they were so happy. He'll probably have like a very long career. Shane, I'm in LA. Okay, so are you watching I Love LA? Abdiel, I've never ever been out to LA, let alone California, but given the work that I do, we have some work for us to go out there on a couple of engagement. Any food recommendations? I mean, I have a ton. Are you looking for like to take people out to dinner? To just go to your with yourself? Like, what are you looking for? Like just great food or more like great restaurants? Let me know. Enter Lenman. I Love LA felt like a show that I've seen a bunch of times before. I'm still going to give it a chance. I hear that. Lemon Wiener. The original title was Climbers, like social climbers. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Honestly, I could see that a little bit more than I Love LA. I think I Love LA is catchier and probably gets a bigger audience. But I think some people were a little like I heard there was like the disappointment of it not being like LA people and more just like social climbers. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that. Andrew, both Oscar Isaac and Mia Goth were so great in the new Netflix Frankenstein movie. Yeah, I hear that. I'm excited. Okay, let's see. LMA, we've been crazy. Yeah, LA is crazy. It's a crazy place. Crazy, beautiful place. Abdiel. One of the shows that I really liked that depicted a bit of LA culture was Issa Rae's show Insecure. That to me is like the best LA show, probably, especially of modern day, but maybe ever. Insecure is an incredible show. great shout. Great shout. That show is so phenomenal. I love that show. Totally. That's like a real LA show for sure. Rihanna, I really like I Love LA. It does feel like that's what LA is like from the outside looking in. I agree with that completely. Like everything I hear about from other people who don't live here and then from like kind of like the general consensus of LA, it does do a great job of encapsulating the vibe, especially of young 20-year-olds who just moved there. William, this museum heist is amazing. Yeah, it really is. Keeps getting better. Paul, not from LA, but from the stories I've heard from friends who used to live in LA, seems accurate from what I've heard. Yeah. Steve. I was an LA transplant from Oklahoma, ready to take on the world and follow my dreams. Now I'm in prison. Damn, you're seeing this from prison? What's up, Steve? Um, hey, shit happens, but I'm glad you have internet and I'm glad that you're with us. I'd love to know more about your story. That's pretty insane, man. You kind of just I mean, I love a strange news story and I feel like you're it for the day. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for your service. Mike, the Louvre seems to have had bad security. Yeah, they said that. They said that they had issues with the security, like they didn't have up to date security camera and equipment and security in general and guidelines and that whole thing. So I'm sure they're gonna have like major updates now. Um, okay. Some stuff Melda's review. Some stuff was dumb. How do you drop a crown and leave evidence behind? Yes, girl, right? Like, please, guys. That's crazy. Like, were you on crack and got nervous? That's so wild. Seattle. Pluribus has a bonkers premise. Yeah, it's so unique. Like, I feel like that hit him and he was like, oh, there it is. Like, that's an incredible premise. Rihanna, did you see the song somebody made about how hot the guys who robbed the Louvre are? It's so funny and hikey and Bob. Yes, I was just about to say that. When you see the pictures of them, you're like, oh my God. It was so funny when everyone's like, damn, I wish they got out even more now. But they also had to learn what's in there first. For example, they didn't take a crown that had glass emeralds in it. They researched. Right. Like they did smart stuff and then they did really dumb stuff. And so it's just like I'm so confused. I would love for them to do a tell all maybe from jail because it feels like that's where they're headed. Um, but who knows? Okay. I really liked Ray. Okay, now it's Ray Seaborn from Better Call Saul. So I'll check out the show. Definitely check out the show. I think it's gonna be like the show of the season. Paul, leaving DNA is insane. Should have just quit. That sounds like bling ring. Crazy. Like, what do you mean you left DNA? That's crazy, guys. Mike Joyce, Fedora Man just had that outfit ready to go. That's apparently what he wears on a daily basis, and it's been for like a year. That's his new style. The guy who looks like a detective is just a dude as told by the photographer, but fun to theorize. Yeah, totally. Yeah. 15. Fedora Man. Fedora Man wearing his hat like Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal, and he is one. 15-year-old has insane talent. Yeah, that's like a 15-year-old who's definitely been here before. Like he does my taxes. He's been in a few wars in the battlefield for sure. A Russian watch is wild. Yeah, his whole style. I'm like, man, I wonder what his mom's POV is. Like, that's my son. Look at him with his swank ass, unique ass style. A kid got style. He does. 15. Yup. Bro looks like a French mobster. He looks like something. Honestly, Sherlock Holmes for sure. Benoit Blanc better watch out. Absolutely. Dion, hi Steph. I saw your video last week voting in a comfortable onesie. Go ahead, girl. Yep, you know it. Vote in comfortable style, baby. Whatever gets you out to the polls. Random question. If April O'Neil wanted to have all 4 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all at once, which one would go first, last kissing and stuff? Well, like, oh, who's April O'Neil? Did she date one of them? I would assume it'd go in age order from oldest to youngest. April O'Neil. Oh, she's just an ally. You're just getting freaky. I see. But yeah, age order. Seattle KO. This is Pluribus. It's so wildly different than Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul 2. Yeah. Yeah, I know the premise of those two, and this is like completely different. William, Steph, have you ever heard of BuzzFeed Unsolved? It's a YouTube show about ghosts and creepy mysterious stuff. It's so good and fun. Oh no, that sounds really fun though. Deanna, I'm only repeating what I had wrote because it looks like for some reason my responses were erased. Oh, that's weird. Sometimes the chat does weird stuff. Yeah, I thought I read that, but I was like, I couldn't tell. Mike Joyce, praise my favorite Predator movie. It was in my top 10 the year it came out. So good, Mike. I'm totally with you. Like, if I had watched that year, it probably would have been in my top 10. It was so good. I love that movie. Seattle Kale. Pluribus kind of reminds me of season 5 of Angel. I never saw that, but that's a funny shout. This Predator Badlands film seems like its own thing. I think it is. I think it's totally its own thing, but it just extends the lore well. That's what I'm hearing. Luke James. I loved Prey, but didn't really like Predator Badlands. For me, it was too Disney-fied. Oh, okay. That's the first I've heard that. Season 5 of Angel was a trip, dude. I can't believe it got 5 seasons. Dion, I saw Predator Badlands is great. I believe this may be an introduction to female predators. That's interesting. Yeah, you said that. That's cool. Seattle, I think that was Gina Torres. Okay, I'm lost on the angel stuff, but I love that you guys are into it. Paul, the mom character, Lakshmi, is in Pluribus is so annoying. Oh my god, she was so annoying. She was so annoying, but it's like good to have a character like that because it shows you kind of like how different each person's gonna act and like what kind of headspace they're in. But yeah, she bugged me too. But to them, Ray's character was bugging, you know what I mean? So, without giving spoilers. Carol. Uh, I am getting out of here soon, but I'm gonna get through these. Mike Joyce, I feel bad for my brother and sister-in-law. They're flying out for the mini moon tomorrow morning. Hopefully there's no delays. Oh, that's such a bummer. That's a real bummer. Um, okay. Abdiel, since you're a music lover, are you an Outkast fan and did you watch their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this past week? I watched some of it. Doja Cat not getting their lyrics right was crazy, but the rest of it was really good. That was crazy. I was like, "Damn. She has like 500 words per song plus. Like, how did that happen?" Um Yeah, that was kind of wild. But yes, I'm a massive Outkast fan. Big time. Yeah, it's like totally makes sense that they're inducted. They're so great. Since Kim Kardashian failed the bar exam, should she try again like any more normal law student who tried for third time or go back to bikini shots It's irrelevant. She's a lot of things, but irrelevant is not one of them. Like, she seems to be the most like, she's, like, always, like, a top 10 most searched person of each year. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but she is definitely on the top of people's minds kind of at all times. So, she should if she wants to practice law, she should take it again. I know a lot of obviously, I know a lot of lawyers, and I know a lot who had to take it multiple times. It's totally normal. That test is so hard and every year is different, and just depending how you studied for it, it's totally different. So if she wants to, then she should, but if she really only kind of just wants to be like an advocate for legal change in certain cases, then she doesn't need it. She has all the influence in the world. Mike, Steph's probably gonna react to Predator Badlands for Christian. Let's not spoil it for her. Yeah, yeah. Don't. I want to watch it in theater, but I'm gonna watch it with him, so I'll probably have to wait a few months. Rihanna, final update on the Coach gift sent me. Yes, thank you. They sent me a tabby bag in the color maple. When they said a little gift, I never thought they would send me a $400 bag. I'm so happy and grateful. That is so cute. See, that's what I was hoping for because I love when like a big company makes a ton of money and it like doesn't bother them financially to do that, but it makes a huge difference to you. I think that's so awesome. That makes me a Coach fan. Anything is possible, y'all. Also, I'll be a loyal Coach customer forever now. Totally. I love that story, Rihanna. That's amazing. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna scroll through some of these. Wait, since Kim Kardashian failed the bar, is that why she's doing Ryan Murphy Law Show? Oh, just kidding. Yeah, I was gonna say definitely not. I think she's been wanting to act for a minute. I'm taking some time off this week, and a lot of shows that I will be taking time to watch are mostly Apple shows and a couple of Hulu shows like The Bear. I still need to catch up on The Bear, which is shocking. Kate Vandy, hi everyone, happy Sunday. Hope everyone has a great week. Kate, thank you for being here. Hey girl, hope you're doing well. Um, if you were an 8-armed Hindu goddess, what items symbolize you as a person? This is for artwork. Oh man, I would have to think about that. Probably like a book, a a tree, or like a plant, um, some sort of fashion, family, friends, baguettes, matcha, movies, TV, art for sure. I don't know. I'd have to think about that more, but that's fun. Thank you. William, Steph, are you allowed to give us any details about any of the stuff you're working on, or does it have to be secret for now? I need to check in with Roxy about what we're what we've said or not said. I'm like totally behind on that. And then my other stuff, I'm almost there where I'll share more, but I'm not quite there yet. But it's animated. Okay. Okay, I do have to get out of here. Let's see. Steph, have you and Christian reacted to Predator Killer of Killers yet? So good, so good. No, I don't know if he's gonna have us do more of them other than the new one. I'm not sure though. Dark Matter on Apple is one of the best series in a long, long time. Oh yeah, that one I need to watch. That one Christian loved, I think. Also, the number of shows being made in general have decreased overall, which have also decreased quality overall and less competition with all the company sales and mergers. Yeah, the company sales and mergers suck. Um, okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm kind of scrolling through the rest of these. I am reading everything. Thank you guys for being in here. Dion, is it cold where you are? No, actually right now I'm super hot. I need to turn on the air, but no, it's like perfect weather right now. How grateful are you that you did not come across Bounty Chocolate Bar on Halloween? Oh my God, Rihanna, I'm so pissed that that even got put into the zeitgeist of my mind, but I'm so grateful I didn't see it because I would like have to knock on the door and ask questions. But the fact that in that bowl there was the 3 almond joys left, I was like, see, even kids know this shit is disgusting. Um, okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. I'll be dropping videos Tuesday and Thursday again this week. Back on my schedule for I'll let you know if anything happens or changes, and then I'll be back next Sunday for a live stream at 5 p.m. PT to hang out with you guys. Hopefully that time might change because I might be out of town, but if it is gonna change, then I'll do a live stream on a different time so that I can. So I'll figure that out and I'll let you guys know a few days in advance about that. But other than that, love you guys so much. Hope something great happens to you. Have a fabulous rest of your Saturday night, and I will see you later. Bye.